happened in my lifetime. I was a direct beneficiary of PL 94-142 that made education a right and not a privilege. Prior to this, students with disabilities oftentimes were absolutely excluded from public education, public schools. And so I want to share some of the law and the history with you, not so that you memorize the details, but like really internalize that this is still a rather revolutionary idea that kids with disabilities are in our classrooms. And we're still very much figuring out how best to serve them. It's not a perfect system by any stretch of the imagination. Most of you in this room are set to teach general education, but you are all going to be special educators because students with disabilities are going to be in your classroom and you're going to be responsible for meeting their needs. And you have a very unique perspective because the kids are going to be with you for most of the day as opposed to the special education teacher. So 1975 established this idea of FAPE, which is free and appropriate public education. And it required that students have an IEP, which stands for Individualized Education Plan, and receive their services in the least restrictive environment, which you'll hear as LRE. And then it further got refined by law and the courts. In 1977, we added the definition of learning disabled. In 86, again, I mean, this is relatively recent in our lifetime. It ensured that students from 0 to 2, infants, and kids 3 to 5 received early intervention services. Prior to that, didn't necessarily happen. 1990, this is where IDEA came in, and it further refined what we know today. Not until 1997 did the IEP team have to include a general education teacher, which is kind of like a crazy thought, but that's not that long ago. In 2004, this is the law that we're currently operating under. It further just refines the law. And in 2010, Obama signed Rosa's Law. Again, this is always in flux, which actually took the terms mental retardation and marked mentally retarded out of all federal health code legislation and replaced it with intellectual disability. Okay, so things around special education are constantly in flux. This session is really designed to just give you a very broad overview and a taste of some things that you'll need to know as a special educator, including co-teaching and collaboration. And it's something that you will get more information when you go in the fall. So it's just a little taste so far. Okay? Any questions so far? So we are going to play Co-teaching Bingo! But you know, there's been budget cuts in education, so we couldn't afford the valve, so we're playing Bing. Sorry, bad jokes. So during this session, Camille and I will be modeling different co-teaching models. Okay, and on the back of your Bing board, you have explanations of these 7 different models. Okay, so on your Bing board right now, I want you to write these models in whatever order you choose on your Bing board. Don't forget your free space, because there will be prizes. Oh, I saw those eyes like. So, right now you should be filling in your squares. And notice on these shared instruction ones, feel free to just abbreviate. You don't need to write shared instruction for guys.
So, one per box and you cannot repeat. No,
Free spaces. We will be checking. Yeah. And the reason why I want to model this is because when it's the final instruction, you may want to be spending some review days. And this is something that you do a lot with math. Where one side will be the math problems to solve. Then they get to jumble up the answers on the bingo board. And then we play with fabulous prizes. and just have skills group teaching in one, station teaching in one, parallel teaching, alternative teaching in another. No reason to write it 4 times. We'll give you about a minute to